You know, a single bolt of lightning, it carries billions of volts of pure energy. It's one of the most powerful forces on the planet. So, what happens when that incredible force meets your expensive, high-tech solar installation? Well, it's a huge problem, for sure. But it's a problem that has solutions, both for fixing the damage and, more importantly, for preventing it in the first place. And for some folks, this isn't a what-if, it's a reality.
I mean, you can just feel the panic in this message, right? A solar installer whose entire system got zapped. The charge controller, the panels, everything. It is the absolute nightmare scenario for anyone who's invested in solar. And that feeling, that panic, that's exactly why we need to turn it into a clear step-by-step plan of action.
All right, so the storm's over, and you've got a bad feeling your panels took a hit. Your first instinct might be to get on the phone, but hold on. Before you do anything else, you need to become a bit of a damage detective. The first clues are all about a careful visual inspection. So the very first step is just to use your eyes. You're going to want to safely get a look at the back of your panels, look for anything that seems out of place, any obvious signs of trauma. What you find, or what you don't find, is going to tell you a whole lot about whether a repair is even on the table. So right here, your investigation is going to go one of two ways. If you see obvious burn marks or you see cracks on the back of the panel, well, I've got bad news. That panel is probably toast. But if the back looks totally fine, don't start celebrating just yet. Often, that just means the damage is hidden inside, and now we've got to dig a little deeper. And here's why this is so important to understand. A solar panel is basically just a long chain of connected cells. If a lightning strike damages even one of those cells, it can create what's called an open circuit. Think of it like a complete break in the chain. And if that chain is broken, it doesn't matter what else you fix, the panel just isn't going to work. Okay, so we've looked at the outside and found no visible damage. That means it's time to perform some, let's call it minor surgery. We're going to head inside the panel's junction box, which is really the heart of its electrical system, to find the most likely culprit. And this little guy right here, this is our prime suspect. It's called a bypass diode. Think of it as the tiny bodyguard for your solar cells. Its whole job is to manage the flow of electricity and keep things safe. But a massive surge from a lightning strike, that's just way too much for it to handle. So it gets fried first, essentially sacrificing itself to try and protect the rest of the panel. Now, the fix itself is actually pretty straightforward. You open up the junction box, find the diodes, and test them. If you find a bad one, you can replace it. But, and this is super important, you have to use a new one with the exact same specifications. And hey, while you're in there, don't forget to check for an inbuilt fuse on the positive terminal. Sometimes the fix is just that simple. Just a quick heads up though, technology is always changing, right? Some of the newer panels out there might use transistors instead of diodes. But honestly, the principle is exactly the same. It's still a small electronic component that handles current, and a huge surge can knock it out. And just like a diode, it can be tested and replaced. So we've talked all about the repair, but let's be real. That's the backup plan. The real solution, the best solution, is prevention. It's all about building a fortress around your solar investment so you never have to deal with this kind of repair in the first place. And that fortress, it's built on two key pillars: thunder or lightning arresters and a proper grounding system. Look, these aren't just optional add-ons or fancy upgrades. They are absolutely essential, non-negotiable components for any solar setup in an area that gets storms. Let's just pause on this for a second, because this is probably the most crucial part. Grounding your system, connecting it to the Earth, is non-negotiable, period. The Earth is like a giant electrical sponge. It has a neutral, zero potential. It's the ultimate safety valve for electricity, and not using it is one of the single biggest mistakes you can make. So what is grounding, really? It's actually pretty simple. You're just creating a dedicated, safe path for a massive electrical surge to travel from your expensive equipment directly into the ground, where it can just dissipate without causing any harm. You're basically telling that lightning bolt, hey, don't even think about going through my inverter. Take this superhighway straight to the Earth instead. So let's pull all of this together into a simple prevention playbook. Think of this as your cheat sheet for making sure your solar system can actually survive the storm. You can think of your whole protection system kind of like a sports team. The lightning arrestor, that's your goalie. It's there to intercept the direct hit. The grounding system is like the wide open goal at the other end of the field. It safely channels all that crazy voltage away from play. And the fuses? They're the referees, blowing the whistle on any smaller internal power surges. Look, if you only remember one single thing from all of this, please let it be this. Being proactive with protection is always better than being reactive with repairs. The cost and the time it takes to install proper protection upfront is just a tiny fraction of the cost and massive headache of having to replace your entire system. So, we'll leave you with this question to really think about. After everything we've gone over, from the tiny diodes inside to the big defenses outside, take a hard look at your own setup. Is your investment just hoping for clear skies, or is it truly fortified to handle the storm?